Peace, everybody. This is Malls once again back with another episode after a little hiatus of the breakdown. This is the series where I break down the lyrics and the backstory to songs from my album, A Subtle Reminder, produced entirely by Sharp Cuts. Today we are gonna go over the song Breakthrough.
Seen it all, did it all, had a breakthrough. Sunny days and stormy nights, I'm grateful. Seen it all, did it all.
So, Breakthrough, which is track 8 on A Subtle Reminder. Um, I believe it was one of the first, in the first batch of beats I received, although I didn't actually write that song until January 2022, not too long after my birthday, actually. But I heard it, and, beforehand, Sharp and I had talked about my love and appreciation for bossa nova, Brazilian jazz music. And he said, "Hey, I got a bunch of beats that I made that have these kind of samples in them. I'm gonna throw them in the folders that I'm sending you." So that beat immediately stood out to me. There was a couple of other ones where he sampled some Brazilian jazz that I wanted to use. One of them didn't make the cut. Like I didn't even write to it, so it's not like an unreleased song out there. But this one I definitely wanted. I love that triumphant feeling with the horns on it. Um, and so the frame of mind that I was in was was just thinking about like gratitude. I wanted to show gratitude, because this album is called A Subtle Reminder, and the theme of the album, at least on a personal level, was just reminding me of my why, remembering why I'm doing this, why, I'm pursuing this music, why I'm trying to push this music out to as many people as possible to get that spark back. So I heard this beat and I fell in love with it. I love horns and the beat anyway. So I just said, okay, this song is going to be about gratitude, just kind of positive feelings, and I went from there. And the first verse starts out with, "Came a long way from them syrup sandwiches and sleepless nights feeling like I couldn't handle it. Now we'll live a life that I am enamored with and hopes you could be inspired by my candidness." So again, it's that feeling of gratitude, remembering the struggles that I had, in previous years in my life. I came up from where I am now. I came a long way from just struggling, to have to make a decision whether I'm going to buy food or buy gas to put in my car. Like I came a long way from that. And the insomnia of that stems from just the anxiety of going to work at a dead end job and still not being able to afford basic shit. Just feeling like I couldn't handle it. And now, like, I'm good with my life. I obviously would like to be in a better place financially, but I'm good with it. I'm enamored. I love my life the way it is. And I make these songs hoping that people can relate to it, who have been through their own struggles, or people who may be currently struggling can find some kind of hope that, hey, it's not always going to be that way. The next 4 lines are, "Understanding is the journey where the lessons are. Diversify my repertoire and been at where they never are. What am I but a sum of my experiences, good and bad through the tears, laughs, and seriousness." So again, that's just kind of that older and wiser thing, right? I know now that, like, life is about the journey, not necessarily the destination. You have your goal, but make sure you appreciate the steps and take whatever value you can from the steps to get there. It's about the journey. Diversify my repertoire, been at where they never are. I do more than one thing. Like I'm more than just a rapper. Most people are more than one thing, right? I draw, play basketball. Like I do many things. There are many things that I enjoy doing that I'm pretty decent at. So I diversify my repertoire, and been at where they never are. Like, and that's just still, even though this is a theme and it's talking about some like real shit, I'm still on my MC shit. So like all them other little rappers who don't go out of their city or don't even go out of their house. Like I'm on the road and I got songs that are being played all over the world and all that stuff. And then the last two lines in that section, what am I but a sum of my experiences, good and bad, through the tears, laughs, and seriousness. And I feel like that's, everyone is the collection of their experiences in life, as well as, like, genetics, predisposition, that whole nature nurture thing. I believe that we're all a both, a combination of, the traits and stuff that get passed down to us from our family, in addition to the outside influences, friends, social situations, personal situations, things that you've been through. We're all a sum of our experiences. It influences our outlook on life, and all those kinds of things. So, and whether good experiences or bad experiences, they all make up a whole person. Then the next couple of lines are, clearly it's my maturity I'm speaking from. Despite mistakes, I'm still proud of who I've become. Son, brother, best friend, uncle, confidant, the next GOAT when I rap before an audience. So, the older and wiser thing is my maturity I'm speaking from. Like, 30-year-old Malls and 20-year-old Malls would have never been able to make this song. It takes the experiences of, teenage 20-year-old and 30-year-old Malls so that 40-year-old Malls can make this song. And, despite all the fuck-ups that I have fucked up, and I fucked up a lot of fuck-ups, I'm proud of where I am and who I am. I've learned from those mistakes. Some of these mistakes I'm going to continue to make, and, hopefully I can learn from the ones that I'm currently making. And then, I'm proud of who I am and just all the roles that I fill, in other people's lives. I'm a son, I'm a brother, I'm a best friend, I'm an uncle, I'm a confidant, I'm many things. As we all are many things, And then the last four lines are, so drink your Sauvignon, me, I'll take a Perrier, and celebrate the life that I worked so hard to make. I came a long way from the tobacco and the cotton fields, grateful for every step as the plots revealed. I don't drink, so you can have your champagne, your wine, and all that, your Sauvignon, and all those other things that I don't know the name of. I'll take a little sparkling water. That's how I get fancy. And just celebrate life. Be grateful for the life that you have and the good things in your life, small or big. Celebrate the life that I've worked hard to make. I've definitely worked hard to be able to make this album, to be able to make these videos, for everything that I've gotten, like I've worked for. And again, going back, ending it kind of the way that I began it, and just thinking back to simpler and rougher times. I came a long way from them tobacco fields and them cotton fields of the town that I grew up in. And I'm grateful for every step, the mistakes and the triumphs. So then the chorus comes in, and Sharp actually knows the translation. I don't know Portuguese at all. So Sharp does, or he used to know what the chorus was actually saying and what the intro to the song was actually saying, because it's sung in Portuguese. I like to keep my choruses and my hooks simple. So, seen it all, did it all, and had a breakthrough. Sunny days and stormy nights, I'm grateful. That just it sums up the song. The second verse I start out with, I used to walk around entitled not so long ago. Funny how this life can make you call inaudible. One day you feel like the whole world owes you, but with enough time you realize that it's all a show. I was very entitled in my 20s and even in my 30s, as a lot of kids are at that age. But I had this thing where I thought that because I'm good at something, then I should be rewarded for it, or things should come easy to me because I'm good. And it took me a long time to realize that life doesn't work that way. I felt like I should be the one that's, doing these shows and, touring all around the world, and should be making a living off of my art because I'm good. Not that I should be doing it instead of anyone else, but in addition to other people, because I'm good and I know how good I am. So I should be, but it doesn't work that way, right? So I used to walk around entitled, not so long ago. Because again, I just recently kind of got to that point where like, okay, you're good. So what? And so just funny how this life can make you call an audible. You think you know your shit and you think you know how the world works, but then you realize like I've been wrong for so long. And then you got to rearrange and just adjust the way you move about in the world. So one day you feel like the whole world owes you, but with enough time you realize that it's all a show. And that's kind of going into more so the indie musician thing. Like I say it a lot, it's smoke and mirrors, man. Like, you see a lot of rappers that will post pictures of them with a much more popular or famous rapper, and it's like, yeah, me and Big Bro chilling. And it's like, nah, man, they just went up and said, hey, can I get a picture? And it's not like they're working, and it's not like they're that tight to be calling them bro. Anything, a lot of stuff is smoke and mirrors, so that's just, it's all a show, and as an entertainer, you have to put on a show. The next four lines are, call my bro just to tell him that I love him. He asked why I've been so sentimental all of a sudden. I said, big bro, we black men over 40, and if we don't appreciate what's left, then we learn nothing. I kind of feel like that's self-explanatory, like I am one to tell my loved ones that I love them. Like it's not, I don't even think any of my friends feel like, oh, that's weak. They don't really have that macho thing. Like, my friends and all my family, like we tell each other, I love you a lot, so that's, you should be doing that. If you're one of those people that are like, oh, I can't tell my homeboy I love him, like get over that bullshit, man. Like, especially, like being a black man who's reached the age of 40, it's not a lot of us that's, able to do that. Show that gratitude to the people who mean something to you. Let them know that they mean something to you. If you don't feel comfortable saying I love you outright, then find other ways to show the people that you care. I follow that up with, so stop and smell the roses, watch the sunrise and set, explore your full emotions, try to keep your pride in check. And I regret all them times I was less than me and trying to be perfect. I'm just trying to be free. So again, it's like, hey man, like we all get caught up in, the grind and the hustle and bustle, but like take some time out, breathe the air, enjoy the things that you enjoy the people that you enjoy. Just take some time out for you and be grateful. Watch the sunrise. I like looking at the stars and stuff, even though where I live is a whole bunch of trees and I'm kind of in a very concentrated part of the city, so light pollution as well, so can't really see them like I could when I was back home. But like enjoy some simple things, kind of ground yourself essentially. And then just again saying that I'm not perfect, all the times that I was less than me, where my words and my actions didn't line up with who I know that I really am. I regret those things, and no one on earth is perfect. No one has asked anyone to be perfect, hopefully. So I just want to be free to be able to make mistakes and learn from those mistakes, as I think we all want. And so I finished the song with, no more chasing validation from the people who wait until you make a name to have a seat with you, because the real one's going to follow where you lead them to. This life is what you make it or what you would feed into. So again, just talking from personal experience, I used to need that validation. I used to need people to tell me like, yo, you're dope. Like, or, oh, I fuck with malls. Like, I used to seek it out. I needed that so that I could know that I'm good. Because how do I know I'm really good unless someone tells me that, and I don't seek that out anymore. Obviously, I still love it. I would be stupid to think that anyone would believe that, like, oh, I don't care what people think about me. Of course you do. But I don't need validation. When people tell me that they like my music, when I hear people putting other people on saying, yeah, he's dope, and oh yeah, I heard this about your music from so-and-so, like, it makes me feel good. Like Open Mike Eagle said, a little recognition helps me do better gladly. But there's a balance, right? Like that can't be what you're chasing. You can't be chasing other people's approval, because that's where it gets to be dangerous, Sometimes those people that you're chasing validation from, like, they don't really give a fuck about you until you are, like, on a trajectory to doing something, then people will be like, oh yeah, Malls go Malls. Like they want to join, put on a jersey and pom-poms and be your biggest cheerleader when they see that you got some status or whatever it is, right? So it's just, hey, just watch out for those type of people and those people who were down with you when you were at your low levels, whether it be like starting out or just struggling. Those people who are down, like those are your people, and they're gonna ride with you whether you're high on the hill or whether you're just starting, you know. So those are the people that you focus on, not the ones that are like fair weather and just want to come around when everything is sunny and cool. And then I ended off with this life is what you make it or what you will feed into. So, it really is all about perspective. Like, if you make it a good life, if you believe that it's a good life, you will have a relatively good life. Not saying that it's always going to be great, but like if you can just find small things to appreciate and shit, it goes a long way, And that's kind of how I wanted to end the song, just like not to be super heavy-handed with the message, still trying to be fly and creating some interesting rhyme patterns or whatever. So that was Breakthrough, man. Again, it's track 8 on the album, Subtle Reminder, which you can get anywhere you stream music. But like I said, if you're a real one, you'll go to my Bandcamp, moles.bandcamp.com. I will have the link to get the album. I still have a couple of CDs left before I reorder. So go ahead and cop one, make it a part of your life. Comes with these nice liner notes that I wrote out. Some really dope artwork by DJ Jazz Pants. So it's available everywhere. You can get it at moles.bandcamp.com. I still have CDs available. Till next time, man. Peace.